everybody, and I want to welcome everyone to this episode of the Booze Geek. My name is Chuck, and I am your host. And before I get started, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the episode, hit that like button too. Give us a big thumbs up. And I'm going to thank you all in advance. Well, this episode is going to be a little bit different because this episode is a tribute to my mother, a tribute to my mom, because today is December 2nd. Today is my mother's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Now, because it's your birthday, I am not going to reveal how old you are because I know women do not like that. So I'm just going to say you're over 21, and I'm sure Dad's sitting next to you watching this, and he's probably agreeing with me, and he's having a good chuckle. So absolutely, happy birthday to you. But growing up in the 70s and 80s, in the house I grew up in, my parents had an awesome furnished basement. I mean, they had the wet bar, the pool table, the TV, the hi-fi stereo system, and a whole lot of booze. And it seemed like my parents were always the party parents of the neighborhood because, well, if my two older brothers weren't having a party, which my parents weren't supposed to know about, so I'll be quiet about that. But if my brothers weren't having a party, my parents would be having a party. And I don't know if it was, could have been an occasion, could have been the holidays, could have been a birthday, or it could have just been a random Saturday night get-together after bowling. But it was always, it was usually the Hummels were there, the Hayeses were there, some other people they used to bowl with that I can't remember their names because it was a long time ago. But when my mom was drinking, she would always have this beige cocktail on the rocks. And if she wasn't drinking this beige cocktail, she'd be drinking a beer. Now, as I got older, I came to realize that this beige cocktail on the rocks was a KAHLUA and CREAM. And if it wasn't a KAHLUA and CREAM, it was a MILLER LITE. So that's what we're going to be tasting and reviewing. What my mom used to party it up with and get silly on way back in the day. KAHLUAs and CREAMs and MILLER LITE. So here we go. We're going to start with the KAHLUA. Now, what is KAHLUA? KAHLUA is a rum and coffee liqueur. Now, KAHLUA is made with 100% Arabica coffee beans. This clocks in at 20% ABV, which is roughly 40 proof. So let's get a little pour of this, and we'll do the usual. Now, KAHLUA was invented in Veracruz, Mexico in 1936. Absolutely. Woo-hoo! Look at that cough syrup. But I don't think it tastes like cough syrup. I don't know. I've never had it. I don't know what it tastes like. We're going to find out. Well, let's see. Color-wise, it's a dark one. That's a liqueur. It's thick and oily and heavy. Absolutely. You're not seeing through it. Now, let's give this KAHLUA a nose. And what do we have going on aroma-wise? Well, roasted black coffee. Absolutely. And slight hint of vanilla. And slight hint of chocolate. And one more. And there is definitely a aroma of sweetness coming off the nose as well. Now, I'm going to give this one more quick swirl. I'm going to give this a quick swirl. I'm not stirring anything. Let's give it a sippy sip. So, once again, we're going to prost to KAHLUA. Prost to my mother's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Prost. Sip number one. Well, that's full-bodied. Now, I don't ever think my mom took shots of KAHLUA. I mean, maybe she did if I wasn't looking, or if my dad wasn't looking, maybe she would kind of sneaky peek a little shot of KAHLUA. I just remember the cocktails, but I also don't think that my mom would nose it or taste it and sip it like the Booze Geek did either to get the flavors and the aromas. But what do we have going on flavor-wise in this full-bodied liqueur? Well, roasted black coffee, same as the nose. Vanilla, a little bit of chocolate, and yes, it is sweet. Now, what would I give this on the meter? I mean, I think my mom did a good job here. I mean, I'm going to give this KAHLUA, I'm going to give this a 7. I mean, you can't really go wrong. I mean, it's perfect in cocktails, KAHLUA and CREAM, espresso martinis, and the such. Or you could just, have a little bit of KAHLUA on the rocks would be okay too. So I'm going to take one more quick sip. Not bad, Mom. Not bad. Okay, happy birthday to you. Now, moving on to the beer portion. Now, my mom also used to drink Miller Lite. Now, I think we've all had a Miller Lite in our drinking career. I think we have. Have I? Yes. Well, maybe. Maybe I've had one. This could have been the first Miller Lite I've ever had. Who knows? Now, what is Miller Lite? Well, Miller Lite is a light lager. Miller Lite clocks in at 4.2% ABV. Actually, technically 4.17. So I guess maybe I should have rounded down and said 4.1. But we'll stick with 4.2. It's got a very low IBU of 10, and it is made with Galena hops. Now, I'm going to pull out my mother's favorite bottle opener, even though this is a twist off, but I just wanted to use this because it's her birthday. Happy birthday to you. And let's pop the top on this one. Here we go. 1, 2. Boom, boom. Ow! Yep. Easy peasy when it's a twist off. Now, let's get a little pour of Miller Lite. And my mother still does drink Miller Lite. As a matter of fact, if me and my mother and father go out to dinner, my mother always asks me, and this is true, would I like that beer? Because, you know, I like Miller Lite. Would that taste like a Miller Lite? My mother does not like hoppy beers. She doesn't like dark beers. She likes beers that are like Miller Lite. And yeah, would I like that beer? Would it taste like a Miller Lite? I'm like, Mom, maybe, maybe not. But order it. If you don't like it, well, the Booze Geek will drink it. But I usually steer her in the right direction, and I always get her a good beer. That, you know, I don't know if it tastes like Miller Lite, but it's always good. Well, we all know the color on a Miller Lite. Super light bodied, absolutely, we're seeing through it. Soap suds floating on top. Let's give it a swirl, let's give it a nose. What do you think we're going to get aroma-wise? Well, some notes of biscuit and a hint of a sweetness. And one more. Yep, that's about it. Yep, absolutely. Now, the only other question about this Miller Lite, which was, you know, created in 1975, is this less filling or does it taste great? I don't know. I really don't know. So, well, let's just take a sip and find out. Here we go. Prost! Happy birthday to you. Sip number 1. Well, that is less filling, I will say that. Does it taste great? Well, it's not bad. I mean, hey, it's a Miller Lite. Super light body beer. What do you have flavor-wise? Well, some biscuit notes, subtle sweetness. That's about it. But I will say this. If I had a big pizza in front of me, it would taste really well going now with some pizza. I am not going to lie. Or probably some Taco Bell as well. Oh, absolutely. Now, what would I give this Miller Lite? Well, I'm going to give it one more sip because it's open. I'm going to give this Miller Lite a 6. Absolutely. I mean, it's a staple beer. You can't, I mean, it's clean, it's refreshing. On a hot summer day, you're doing the yard work. I mean, you're just sweating bullets. Take some sips of some Miller Lite. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take one more sip. Now, so there you have it. These are the 2 drinks that I would normally see my mom getting silly on when they would party it up. Her and my dad dancing around the dance floor, in the basement, stereo cranked up. I don't know, maybe listening to, what did they listen to? I don't know. Chuck Mangione, maybe? A little Chuck Mangione, a little Roger Whittaker. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, but I will say this, since it is my mom's birthday, I kind of have to do this. So, here we go. Now, this is how she did it. A little KAHLUA and a little cream as well. Although, they didn't have this back in the 70s. We're using Lactaid, because that's what we have to drink these days. So, a little bit different. But here it is. Here is that staple brown concoction cocktail on the rocks that my mother used to drink, the KAHLUA and CREAM. So let's have a sip of this. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't go wrong with KAHLUA and CREAM, or a KAHLUA and Lactaid. But anyways, not too shabby, Ma, not too shabby. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to take one more sip of this cocktail. I want to thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Booze Geek. And like I said, happy birthday, Mom. This one was for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope Dad got a good chuckle. And I remember all those parties in the basement. Oh, yeah. And I remember Steve and Mark's parties as well. But we'll see you on the next episode. So I'm raising that little KAHLUA and CREAM, baby. One more sip. Cheers, Prost, and enjoy!